A Tale of Three Fish. Once upon a time there lived three fish in a beautiful lake, which was in the very heart of a dense forest. Though the three fish were firm friends and spent all their time together, each was very different from the other. The first fish was very wise and learned. He always did what was right. If ever any other creatures in the lake were in any trouble, they knew they could count on him to bail them out. The second fish was resourceful. Though he was not the smartest of the creatures in the lake, he always managed to think something up in order to get himself out of a mess. The third fish, however, was rather foolish. Though he generally meant well, he would end up getting both himself and his friends into trouble. One day, as the wise fish was leaping about in the water, he heard some fishermen talking. He was curious to hear what they had to say, and so he swam as close to them as he dared. He heard the fishermen say that they would arrive there the next morning to fish in the lake. The wise fish quickly swam to where the other fish were and told them what he had heard. He also told them that he had decided to swim away through the canal and escape. "Why don't the both of you come with me so that we can reach safety?" asked the wise fish. The resourceful fish refused. "This has been my home for so many years," he said. "I cannot leave it. I will stay and see what can be done." The foolish fish said, "Oh, the two of you worry too much. Nothing will happen at all." Saying this, he swam away. The fishermen came the next day and caught a lot of fish. Among them were the resourceful fish and the foolish fish. The resourceful fish lay still, pretending to be dead, and was placed on the ground by the lake. He quietly slipped back into the lake and swam away. The foolish fish kept tossing about until one of the fishermen struck him hard and killed him. A few days later, the wise fish came back. He and the resourceful fish mourned the fact that their friend had been so foolish. Had he used his brains, he might have been with us still, they said. The mice that ate iron. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy merchant named Naduk. Naduk, however, suffered a heavy loss in his business and lost a lot of money. He decided to move to another town and try his luck there. Before leaving, Naduk went to meet his friend Lakshman. He wanted to leave an iron beam with Lakshman, as transporting the beam to another town would be very difficult. "Fear not, friend," said Lakshman. "Your beam will be safe with me, and you may take it whenever you want." Naduk thanked Lakshman for his kindness and left. A few years went by and Naduk's business flourished. He grew wealthy once again and decided to move back to his old town. He bought a huge mansion there and hired several servants to take care of his house. After a few days, Naduk decided to go and meet Lakshman. Lakshman was very glad to see his friend. He was also happy about Naduk's successful business. The two chatted for quite a while about various affairs. Finally, before leaving, Naduk said to Lakshman, "Before leaving, I had given you an iron beam to keep for me. Now that I'm back, may I have it?" On hearing this, Lakshman turned red and looked very worried. He had planned to sell the beam as it would fetch a good price in the market. "Oh, the beam, you say? Oh, the thing is, I have had some mice in the basement this year. It's very unfortunate, but these pesky mice ate your beam until it was all gone," stuttered Lakshman. On hearing this, Naduk was not convinced. But he said to Lakshman, "I am sorry to hear that. Anyway, will you please send your son Ramu home with me? I would like him to collect a present that I have brought you from my travels." Naduk took Ramu with him and locked him in the basement of his house. After a few hours, Lakshman grew worried that his son had not yet returned. He he too went to Naduk's house. "Where is my son?" asked Lakshman. "On his way here, a hawk carried him off," said Naduk. The two got into a fierce argument, since Lakshman said that it was impossible for a hawk to carry off his son. Eventually, they went to the local magistrate. The magistrate too said that it is impossible for a hawk to carry off a young boy. Clever Naduk then said, "If the mice in Lakshman's house can eat away my iron beam, of course a hawk can carry his son." On hearing this, the magistrate demanded the whole story. He finally ordered Lakshman to return the iron beam and Naduk to return Lakshman's son. Lakshman apologized to Naduk for trying to trick him, and the two soon became friends once again. The Blue Jackal. Once upon a time, a jackal was roaming around in search of food. It was an unlucky day for him. He could not get a single bite to eat. Tired and hungry, he walked on until he reached a town. He knew that it was not safe for him to stray into the town. But the poor jackal was desperate. He had to get something to eat, or he would starve to death. When he was walking about inside the town, he saw some food strewn on the side of the road. The jackal ran quickly to it and began eating. Suddenly, some dogs noticed him and began barking. The jackal ran away, but the dogs were in hot pursuit. Finally, he ran into the house of a washerman. The washerman was busy dyeing a set of clothes blue, so he had a whole tub of blue dye ready. The jackal did not see the tub and tumbled into it. When the jackal got out of the tub, he found that he was blue all over. He did not know what to do. He hid under a pile of clothes for a while, waiting for the dogs to go away. Once it was night, the jackal crept out from under the clothes and made his way through the town into the forest. In the forest, the animals all ran away when they saw him. None of them had seen such a strange blue creature ever before, and they were all frightened. The jackal was quite clever. He decided to take advantage of the situation. "Halt!" he shouted to the animals. "I have been sent by God to protect you all. He is very pleased with all of you and has ordered me to watch over you. As long as you obey me, you will come to no harm. The animals were all in awe of the Blue Jackal. They believed every word he said and tried their best to keep him happy. They brought him food and water. The jackal did not have to worry about anything. Every evening, the jackal would sit on top of a rock with all the animals sitting around him. He would tell them stories and tales. All the animals loved this. "How kind a ruler is to impart to us his wisdom," they said. One evening, when the jackal was telling them a story, he heard a pack of jackals howling in the distance. The jackal had not seen or heard other jackals for a very long time. When he heard them howling, he was overjoyed and began howling too. That was when all the animals realized that their ruler was an ordinary jackal. They all began to chase him. But the jackal was already far ahead of them, running as quickly as he could. The Kind Thief. Once upon a time, there lived 3 friends in a kingdom far away. One was the son of the king, Prabhu. The second was the son of a minister, Raghu. The third was the son of a merchant, Ramu. The 3 friends were good for nothing. They did not make use of their education. One fine day, the king, the minister, and the merchant all met and decided that their sons needed to mend their ways. They summoned the 3 boys and asked them to go out into the world and put the skills they had to use. "The 3 of you must learn to be self-sufficient," said the fathers. The 3 friends left their homes and began traveling. "I have heard that there is a mountain nearby that has several gemstones scattered on its peak," said Ramu. "Let us go there and fetch a few gems. We can sell them and make money." Prabhu and Raghu liked the idea very much. The 3 sons set off in search of the mountain. After many days of traveling, the friends reached the mountain top. Over there, they saw several gems scattered all around. They each picked only one gem, knowing that it would fetch them a very large sum of money. Once they reached the bottom of the mountain, Raghu said, "Let us swallow the gems. That way we can travel through the forest without a worry." The others agreed. They all swallowed their gems. A thief had been hiding in the bushes and heard what they said. He decided that he would travel with them and gain their trust. When they go to sleep, he would kill them and take the gems. "May I travel with you, kind gentleman?" he asked. "The forest is full of thieves, and I am afraid to travel alone." The friends agreed at once. The next day, as they were traveling, a gang of bandits captured them. They searched all four and did not find any money or wealth on them. But the chief dacoit had a parrot that could tell him exactly where money was hidden. "The gems are in their stomachs! The gems are in their stomachs!" said the parrot. The chief was about to kill Prabhu and take the gems out of him when the thief stepped forward. He knew that once the dacoit found that he had no gems in his stomach, the others would be set free. "Please kill me first," he begged. The dacoit killed him and found nothing of any value within him. "My parrot was wrong. I have killed this man for no reason." So saying, he freed the rest. Prabhu, Raghu, and Ramu traveled home with their gems. They sold them and made a lot of money. But they never forgot the man who had saved their lives. Never trust a stranger. Once upon a time, deep in the forest, there lived a partridge. This partridge had made her home in a hollow at the base of a tree. One day, the partridge decided to go and visit her friend, the crow. The crow lived near a cornfield. "The two of us will have a pleasant time eating the fresh new corn," she thought. So off she went to visit the crow. When the partridge was away, a rabbit came hopping by her house. The rabbit saw that the house was empty and decided to move in. Soon he made himself very much at home. The partridge came back from her visit and found the rabbit staying in her house. "Who are you, and what are you doing in my house?" asked the partridge. "What do you mean, your house?" the rabbit asked angrily. The partridge grew very angry. "This is my house! This is my house! I have lived here all my life and you're an intruder!" she screamed. Then the rabbit said, A house belongs to whoever that makes it their home. I have made this my home, so it's my house. When the animals heard this, they were very confused. What the rabbit said was correct too. Now, they did not know whom to support. They all stood wondering what to do. Finally, a wise old deer in the forest said, "The two of you should go and find an impartial judge to settle your dispute." The partridge and the rabbit agreed and set out in search of an impartial judge. Finally, after having walked several miles, they found a wild cat sitting on the banks of a river. They went up to him and asked him to judge their dispute. The wildcat agreed to do so and listened to the whole story. Then he said, "I am old and cannot see and hear properly. Won't you come a little closer so that I can understand you better?" The two went closer. As soon as they did, the cat pounced on them and ate them up. If only the two had not trusted a stranger, they might have still been alive.